This is the Spartan Body Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. Today, we continue our three-part series. We've been talking about how do you create a program? How do you create an intentional path to accomplishing something? We've created the Spartan program, and that program has three big buckets, three big elements that help our clients get results. And that is, number one, we create a plan. Number two, we create a path. And number three, we create a people. And we believe that those are three components to help you accomplish things. So if you're going to accomplish a New Year's resolution, right, you want to get fit, you want to lose weight, you want to be more active, whatever your goal is, I think these are three components to consider to help you. So go back and listen to number one, the plan, that things need to be written down. They need to be all encompassing so that you look at the totality of your life to make sure that you're taking into account all the things that might derail that plan from happening. And then number three, you need to track data. You need to be led more by data than drama or emotion as you are making decisions. So you have a plan. Last episode, we talked about a path, right? You need to set the goal. You need to set waypoints along the destination to your goal so that you can reach it. And you also need to be able to adjust, because on every path, you will encounter setbacks. You will encounter obstacles. And if you think the path is going to be easy, then your goal is either too small, that it's not going to be inspiring and you're not going to actually walk the path, or it'll be if you're not ready to encounter setbacks, when you do encounter them, you'll be out. You'll be done, which we see. How many people talk about New Year's resolutions and 2 weeks in, they're done? How many gyms, if you have a gym membership, how many gyms will be flooded in January with new people with New Year's resolutions, and by the end of January, they'll be empty again? All the regular clients will be happy because all these fickle people have left. Well, it's because they did not consider the path to accomplish their plan. But today, we're talking about a people, and this is what I'm so excited about where we're taking the Spartan program. I've been running the Spartan program now for a handful of months. It takes clients through a 90-day path, a 90-day plan to accomplish some specific goals for their physical fitness. One of the components that's been missing, though, is this third component, is people. And so I've rebuilt the Spartan program. It's launching now in January, and it includes being a part of it. So you will row together with other people. I'm creating a cohort specifically for men. If interested, I'm going to create one specifically for women. And we are going to get physically and mentally Spartan fit. I'm super excited about this. And this is why. This is what I'm going to talk about today. Why do you need a people? Why is it important when you want to accomplish something to remember that you've got to do this with people? Well, number one, there's three components today. Number one, I want you to consider is this: nothing is accomplished alone. Nothing. Now, when you think about accomplishing something and alone, oftentimes I think we think about like a team. Like, well, I need what you're saying is I need to do teamwork. And I'll be honest, as someone who hated team projects growing up, like when the teacher said, hey, we're going to do a group project, I was like, oh, this is going to be the worst, because I'm not going to have total control over it, right? I want to have control over my grade. I want to have control over the final product. I'm a control freak, so this is not going to go well for me. And B, I always hated that there always was at least one person in the group who did nothing, and because I was going to make sure it was awesome, then benefited from doing nothing from my hard work. I hated that, right? So I hated group projects. And so when I hear, if I was listening to this podcast right now, I would have a lot of no, I don't care about people. I'm just going to do it alone. And I just want to remind myself and remind you, if you're like me, that you can't do anything alone. Think about it. Like, even if I can't do my physical fitness alone, because I need a variety of things. I need food. Well, where's that food coming from? I'm not growing chickens. I'm not harvesting food. I'm not doing all that stuff. I need the people who are doing that. I need the people at the grocery store. I need the grocery store. I need all kinds of things. I need people. I can't do this alone. I need a gym. I need insights. I don't know everything there is about every workout, about every I'm still learning and growing, right? Everyone is. And so why would I do that alone? Why wouldn't I lean on the expertise of others, right? This is the beauty of today. If you live today, 2022, we're coming up on 2023. If you live today, you have Google, you have YouTube, you have all these resources to learn from some of the most brilliant, experienced minds. Like, why would I do that alone when I could glean from others? So there is, when we understand that when I want to accomplish something, the first thing I want to think about the plan, I want to think about the path. But the first thing I want to think about with people is just, am I in a space to just be okay with what I don't know? Am I embracing the reality that I don't know everything, that I have people around me, I have access to people who know way more than me, and that I can benefit from that, right? Don't have a mindset of, I'm going to do this alone. I think the reason we're tempted to do that is because we want this pride. We want to be able to go, look, I stood on this mountain and look what I achieved, and I did it by myself. It's really an arrogance and a pride, and it's one of the reasons I think most people fail. No one who achieves anything of value stands on a mountain and says, look what I did alone. I don't. I lost 100 pounds, right? I was 100 pounds overweight. I lost that weight. You know how I lost that weight? Jordan Peterson. I'm not even a huge Jordan Peterson fan, right? If you know Jordan Peterson, he's the 12 Rules, whatever his book is, very popular. And I'm not saying he's bad. When I say I don't really like him, I just don't follow him much. I have his books, but I'm not a huge Jordan Peterson guy. Like, I've got to listen to everything he says because he's very popular right now. I just say that I listened to a podcast with him, one of the first ones when he was on, I think it was Rogan. I can't remember. I listened to, and he said something that wasn't even about him. He mentioned his daughter who has a bunch of autoimmune diseases. At the time, I couldn't eat anything without being violently sick. I was going to doctors. I was like, what in the world is wrong with me? Something was going on. I came back from a trip to Honduras. People thought I just had, I drank the water or something, even though I was very careful about that. They go, you've got something, some kind of, it's not a virus, whatever that's called when you drink the bad water. You got some parasite or something in you, and you just got to wait for that to flush out. They could do a test, and it's continuing. We're like 30 days, 60 days in, and I listened to this podcast, and Jordan was talking about how his daughter went carnivore. And I go, well, that's what I need to just take out everything out of my diet. And so I did. I went carnivore. I don't even know if I went I did go carnivore, but this is what I went extreme. This is what I had. I had 3 to 4 hamburger patties for lunch every day. Usually I go to Burger King because Burger King, it was the cheapest. They wouldn't charge you like for a full 4 hamburgers. It was like $3-4 for 4 hamburger patties. I would eat that for lunch, and then I would have a ribeye steak for dinner. I ate that for 6 months because my body was so jacked up. Like, I could not have any kind of carbohydrate. I couldn't have even vegetables, just anything made me feel horrible pain in my stomach. And so I just randomly listening to this sparked an idea to go, man, then why don't we try this? Why don't we try this? And I'm not saying the carnivore diet saved me. I'm just like, I don't know I still don't know what that was. And still to this day, sometimes I'll eat something that never seemed to be a problem, and I'll get that feeling again, just this, scary. So I don't just eat carnivore anymore. I eat a lot of rice, eat potatoes. I eat very clean. But I learned something. And then along the way as well, I started just diving into bodybuilding, listening to Fuad Abiad and his bodybuilding, Seth Feroce, John Meadows is a huge influence. Man, we lost John Meadows this last year. So sad. What an incredible trainer. What an incredible bodybuilder. What an incredible influence on the fitness community. So many people I can look and name off. It would take me Jay Cutler, 4-time Olympian, has been an incredible source of inspiration and help along the way. So many people along my path that have given me insights that I would be so far behind if I never did that. Instead, I jumped in and said, I know nothing, help me. And incredible people that don't even know that. I mean, Fuad Abiad doesn't know me from anyone, and he's been an incredible influence through his podcast. Introduced I know about Ian Valier. I know about C-Bum, right? Chris Bumstead. I know about all these people and watch their training and watch their videos and learn from them. Learn different ways to eat, different ways to lift, different ways to think. And so, man, don't be alone. Start with, when you think about a people with your mission, think about there's so much wisdom, there's so much experience out there. Why am I not trying to learn from others so I don't have to make the same mistakes, so I can learn faster? That's one of the benefits, I think, of the Spartan program. I'm taking now 4 years of my experience and helping you go, dude, you don't need to make these mistakes. I've made some incredible lessons learned. I don't know if they're mistakes. I think they're just ways to do it that weren't the best with dieting, with trying to get into, even contest fit. There's some things I know now about metabolism, about nutrition that will save the people going through the Spartan program massive time. Instead of doing an 8-week program like I did once and getting results, but I would do that so different now. In fact, I'm going to do it radically different when I do the program this January, and I'm going to have way better results because I know more now, and that's because of others. Okay, I extended that point, but that's just because I just want you to know the first thing is just be humble enough to know you don't know everything and seek out others, because I think people want to help. And so have a camaraderie around you to be able to grow from. Number 2, we need encouragement, right? Can we just be honest? Like, it's good to be encouraged. Encouragement leads to inspiration. The more you're encouraged, the more you're inspired to keep going, right? When you have a plan and you have a path, especially when you experience obstacles, think about Luke Skywalker. Luke is frustrated, right? Before Alderaan blows up, they're in the Millennium Falcon, and he's lightsabering the floating ball in the air, and he's all disheartened, he's all frustrated. Han's making fun of him, and what happens? Obi-Wan, right, puts on the helmet with the shield, and he's like, I can't even see, and trust in the Force, and he does it, right? And he gets so excited, right? He had someone to encourage him, someone to inspire him, someone to believe in himself even when he didn't. Now go to the end of the movie. At the end of the movie, see, that was the setup. The end of the movie, Luke is in his X-Wing, he's in the trench of the Death Star, and what happens? He's got his guiding system. He shuts it off because Obi-Wan says, trust in the Force. Luke is able to go back in his mind. That's what the film's trying to do. He goes back in his mind to that moment, and he goes, I trusted Obi-Wan when he made me put on the helmet and put down the shield, and I succeeded. I can do it again. Even though the stakes are way higher now. Darth Vader's shooting at him. If he doesn't blow this thing up, this thing's going to kill more planets and more people. But because he had success then, because Obi-Wan encouraged him then, that encouragement now speaks more volumes. It inspires him to take an even greater act of faith, a greater act of belief. He does it. He shuts off his computer guidance system. He trusts in the Force. He takes the shot. He blows it up, and they win, right? We need to be encouraged, because it's the encouragements along the way that as the obstacles get bigger and the challenges get bigger, we're able to face those because we're not alone. We have a people to encourage us. So we're not alone, meaning we have experience and wisdom to guide us. Number 2, we're not alone. We have a people to encourage us and to inspire us. And number 3, and this is for men and women, but specifically I think men need this so much. You need competition. Men need to be put up against each other to feel the need to, right? You need that motivation. You need to know that, right? That you're gonna challenge yourself, and you're gonna go head to head, and you're going to. This is the Spartans. The Spartans got this. They understood that they had more success putting men into a training ground against each other that would then fight alongside each other, because it's in that competition against each other in the act of training that then when they go to war, they stand by each other, and they know that because they tested themselves against each other, that they know that they have adequate shield bearers next to them who will hold the line. You need men and women, right? We need each other, but the Spartan program is specifically for men. At least the first cadre, this first cohort that I'm leading will be all guys, and you need each other to learn from, to be encouraged by, but you need to be You need to be inspired and motivated. You need to compete against each other. You need to see Timmy's doing it, so I can do it. Look at Timmy. Timmy posted that he went to the gym 5 times this week. I'm like, Timmy's not better than I am. I can do it. If Timmy can do it, I can do it, right? You need this competition. You need the sense of motivation that if others are doing it, others are having success. And I'm seeing that right in front of me. It's not some Instagram post that may be photoshopped. It's guys that I am rowing with, that I'm learning with, that I'm growing with, that I'm stating these are the goals that I'm setting, and we're all holding each other accountable because we all want to see each other succeed. That's what it means to have a people. So when you build out a program, you need to have a plan. That plan needs to be written down. It needs to be all-encompassing to your life so that you're not sabotaged by other areas, and it needs to have measurables. The path needs to have the goal at the end. It needs to have waypoints that lead you to the goal. And then it has to have a mindset. You need to be able to adjust according to obstacles that you encounter along the path. Finally, then, you need a people. Because if you try to do it alone, you're going to go slower. You're going to most likely be derailed and not have any encouragement, no motivation to get back on the path. And so you're going to fail. If you have a people, you have experience and wisdom and guides. You have people to encourage you and inspire you, and you have a competition to motivate you. This is the Spartan program. And so if you're looking for a program that's already built, join us. Be a part of a life transformation of your body and of your mind, because the physical and the mental are locked together. And if you don't have ownership over both of them, you have ownership over none of them and no part of your life. So I want to encourage you, go to thespartanprogram.com, check it out, act today, stop delaying, stop making excuses, and let's get after it. Hope you have a great week. Hope you take what we talked about with programming and you put that into other assets and areas of your life. Create a plan, create a path, have a people. Until next time.